Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more than the meta. So recently I had an old video that was probably about 4 years old that I had a subscriber or a viewer actually comment on, and he had some questions about beating cover 2 zone. So guys, I want to cover basically a mini scheme that you can pretty much pull out of pretty much every single playbook out there. This is particularly out of the Eagles playbook, but you can pretty much pull this out of every particular playbook out there. It was Josh P 146. He says, you know, what base coverages, what does this fade work on? And he was talking about an older video, and then I kind of inquired about some other stuff, and we had a little banter back and forth on an old video that I posted. So guys, I want to share with you basically this mini scheme and how to expose cover 2. You know, cover 2 maybe is not a particular defense a lot of people use. I like to jump into it. I'm a cover 2 match person. I like to sprinkle it into my schemes, but this is something that, you know, if you run into somebody that runs cover 2, these are going to be 5 plays that you can use to destroy it, and a simple mini scheme that you could jump into. So we're going to be using Eagles playbook. It's going to be the trips tight end offset formation, and really I'm going to run this formation on the Madden 24 book. I'm going to run pretty much all the plays stock except for the run play, and then the first audible. I'm going to swap that first audible out for this play, which essentially is going to be the X under. This play X under is actually a money play that was used recently in a Madden tournament, which I think the guy won using this particular play, or a top player actually used it. So I didn't really watch the Madden tournament, but I've seen an image of this. Another play you can jump into, you can still use the inside zone, but the RPO alert bubble is a great play against cover 2. It's going to put defenders in conflict and essentially expose that. So we'll be jumping into that right away. And then everything, all the other player things, verticals, you've got crossers. A great play that I like to come out of the huddle essentially is going to be the shock H option. So I'll just show this to you guys. It's great to beat your opponent in the middle and the seams. I'm going to be using random cover 2 shells, so there could be inverts that show cover 3. It could be cover 2s. So, you know, obviously you might have to do some post snap reading, but if you got an opponent that runs a lot of cover 2, this is a good way to go and catch them off guard, because this will expose those cover 2 shells. So first play we're going to take a look at essentially is going to be the RPO alert bubble. So really all we're doing is we're just going to read the defender that's over the bubble and see if he bites on the run. And if he goes to the outside, we just go ahead and run it. If he bites on the run, we're going to go ahead and do that. So there's really no defender right here. We've got basically two guys out here. So I should get pretty good blocking in this type of situation. We should have a block right here, and this guy's got no run fit. He's going to fall back into his zone. So this should be a running lane right over the middle of right up here, because there's just no defender out there, and you can see picking up 10, 12 yards on a run play. So you're going to take that all day if you get that opportunity. So now you got press coverages. We got a third defender right here. I still know this guy's not in a run fit based on a cover 2 shell. So a lot of times you're still going to run, but you could see how this defender bit in and went to the run, leaving essentially these two guys in an inside block, and I can throw that bubble. So your read is going to be that third defender to see if he comes down to the run, and then you're just going to go ahead and throw the bubble. And you can see right there, you can pick up some pretty easy yards. Sometimes you get some block sheds, and the guys will come down on that. But once again, it's causing a dilemma to your opponent where he can't force it. So we're going to go back to it. Right here, you can see the bubble. Defender comes out there, but I'm able to pick up some easy yards. So nice to have a little run scheme that you can jump into. Now, shock H option, great play to go ahead and use. This has got it's very simple to set up. When we set this up, all we're going to do is just streak up this inside slot receiver. Okay, we're looking for this spot right here, and then I can drop it down to here, and then I could potentially make a progression over here with that corner out. But really, this is my 1, this is my 2, and then maybe my 3 underneath. When I'm looking at this, you're going to find that your 1 is going to be wide open the majority of the times. If he's playing just standard Tampa 2, you're going to go and complete it. Didn't rack it correctly, but you can see I actually have easy completion right there. So back at it again. 1, 2, 3. This is a inverted coverage, but you can see sideline pass is wide open, picking up 30 yards and an easy completion. I'm getting rid of the ball right away too. So it's not like I'm worried about any kind of a blitz. So right here, you could see this is wide open in this type of situation. So I'm just going to go and throw that ball. Fast completion, pick up 20 yards. If I got a good animation right there, I could have picked up a touchdown if I got past that guy. So really, really easy to do. You can always check. I think right here I went ahead, I just completed right over the middle of the field. So this is a great play to just have. You could actually turn this into one of your audibles, but it is a really good play to have in your back pocket. You can check it down underneath with a run because the other defenders actually have to pick up to it. So that's great. Now, X under is a great money play. This is a great play that you can use. Essentially, you've got multiple areas that you can hit. 2, 3, we got 4, and if the guys float 5, so you can essentially hit all of these routes. You can run this play stock. It just makes sense to run it stock. I want to go ahead and look underneath right here, but I've also got these two guys, splitting the zones. But I want to try to go and force anything underneath to try to get my opponent to really defend the underneath, because once they start playing hard flats, you can essentially go and hit them right here. So you can see this is wide open, and then you've got these two guys that are going into the zone areas right there. So just a great play. If you run in cover 2, you can just run this play stock. You can kick snap somebody and just catch them in cover 2. Let's see if we can hit the seam right there. We could. Usually user is going to go ahead and take that away, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we can hit the corner. Corner gets underneath the coverages. You can actually go ahead and hit that because that one defender actually has to play a deep half. So great play to go and use. Verticals is another great play. This is particularly a better play if you're going against someone that maybe blend in some cover 4. If they're playing cover 4, what I'd recommend doing is taking this route and doing a deep comeback route, because then it's going to give you, if they're blending in cover 2, you can actually go and use this as a secondary read 2 with the drag underneath, because the drag underneath is going to get past cover 4. So, but I'm doing this as a cover 2 tutorial. These guys are stressing the defender, putting him in conflict. He can't cover all 3 guys. He just can't do it. So he has to pick his poison, meaning you're going to have an opening right here, and you're going to have an opening right here, because this guy is actually going ahead and just pushing that safety up. So you can see how that actually was better. Just an easy read that you're going to be able to complete that sideline pass. But you also have the route underneath it that you can complete too. So let's just go and see if we hit the route underneath. No, we've got this guy once in conflict. He's got to choose whether he's going to get leverage to either one of these guys. So he splits it. So I can hit this guy right over the middle and just get an easy completion for a touchdown. For a touchdown opportunity. So verticals is a great play to jump into. It's a standard stock play. And then if the defenders float, you can complete it down to this guy. So if he's got zone drops and these guys are dropping back up, you can just drop it down underneath to the flat route. And that's good against anybody that uses like cover 2 match, where the defenders are playing matching principles. You can just drop it down there. Last play we'll take a look at is going to be play action crosser. Similar concepts. You could, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and just make yourself a situation where you could take your running back and put him on an out, and take this tight end and actually do a drag, or you just run it stock like so. And essentially what you got is you got these guys putting this guy in conflict. So you have a 1, and then you have 2 if this defender floats up a little bit with your read. So you can see right here I can hit this that outside crossing route and pick up some pretty easy yards with it. And let's see if we can hit the. I think what I do right here is I hit right over the middle of the field. This guy kind of gets. He's a mid read, so he's kind of in limbo, and that gives me a huge window over the top, I believe, and I think that's where I'm throwing it. And so I just lead it up for a touchdown. So, guys, these are simple concepts. What it really comes down to is just kind of overwhelming. Basically your defense when you're playing against cover 2 shells. A lot of people don't play cover 2 zones. They might mabel some people out to take away flats, but even if they do mabel coverages, if you've got 3 wide receivers on one side, you can really overwhelm them. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Until next time.